Right, okay, so what I've done now, I can't remember, my phone switched off, but I ran a straight edge down one side of the neck and drew a line along where the bridge and tailpiece are, and then ran one down the other side of the neck with it clamped in place very loosely. Well, I mean snugged up, but and drawn a line there. And I'm just measuring now how accurate we are from the centre line of the body. We're 31.1 millimeters one side, and oh my god, it's as near as damn exactly the damn same. I mean, out to the bridge holes for a second check, even though the bridge holes are angled a little bit, but that's from the template as well. Well, that won't tell us where the neck is anyway, so I mean from the bridge holes to where the edge of the neck is, one side 4.89, the other side might be 5.1, something like that, so perfectly accurate. And at the tailpiece, 31.72, probably slightly more, 31.9. So I mean, yeah, these necks are perfectly down the middle of the guitar basically. So I'm happy to glue this one in now. I'll probably use two clamps, one at the front, one at the back. The other thing we can check as well is the loft. Here you've got 14.75 at the bridge, which will give us 15 point something. This is the advantage with doing fender necks, it's so much easier. But we're absolutely fine there. Absolutely fine. I mean, we've got just a few mil, but that's well within what Gibson's would be, sort of thing. So fine, happy with it, really happy with it. So now I can get on and glue this neck in place. Huh, there we go. Okay, well here we are. I'm going to glue this neck in now. Just, really take your time, and this is the sort of fit you should be looking for. It's a very easy push fit in there, but you can't wobble it sideways. I mean, it's quite a long tenon anyway, but there's absolute minimal movement sideways. I mean, probably about 1/4 millimetre, something like that. But you don't, you can hear it there rubbing the sides of the neck cut out, sort of thing. But you don't want it, so you've really got to push it in or anything like that. As you'll find getting a good fit, it'll only take a little crumb of wood in there or something, and it won't go back in the same place. So just a nice, solid fit, and just look around at everything. Check it again that the fretboard is touching the body, and everything is dead right, sort of thing. Just really take your time. You don't want to be rushing a neck joint, sort of thing. Check the bottom, and I can feel a bit of roughness in the bottom there, so take my chisel and just scrape it lightly there. I mean, this wood is fairly soft, so anything like that will squash into place. Now I use tight bond to do it. I use tight bond for every joint basically. I can't think of when I use anything else on a guitar. Some people use other glues for certain things and more. I mean, this is based on a very traditional hide glue sort of thing. It's water based. You can get it loose if need be, and you know, I just don't think you need to use any other type of glue. So right, well, you know, at some point you've just got to say go for it, and we'll go for it. So let's do that. Got my clamps ready, and I've still got these marks on the neck where we laid it out, so I probably won't be able to get a straight edge on both sides once the clamps are on, but I can at least check it's gone back against one side, and if one side's right, the other side's right. So let's go for it. It can be a bit messy because you're doing a 3D joint. There we go, it's dripping all over the place, right over my router down there. But I don't care really. It's more important for me to get the glue. Oh, we don't need any on the back of it, but it can be really messy, this, that's the only thing, like I say. That should do us. It all slides nicely in place. Just, this is where old jeans are good, because you don't need to take your hands off the neck. Yeah, I can do with just a little bit more glue in here. Just didn't spread it. Ah no, we've got a good squeeze out there. I'm not really worried about cleaning that up. We'll do a little bit, but we're going to be shaving that off anyway. Right, let's get clamping now. That's the rather silly thing I didn't do. I didn't get any scrap bits of wood for clamping. Sorry about that, just hacked up some plywood. Now you don't need to like graunch this in place at all, you know, just a nice snug clamping. And what I want to do is just clean away the glue from there. Same other side. Now what we can do is check that our neck's gone back in the same place. Absolutely perfectly. I can't get a ruler in this side now, and I'm not going to bother. Now I want to put a, you know, it's quite a long neck joint, so I'd like to get a clamp at the back. If it was a Les Paul, I wouldn't bother, but the problem is, with the width of this thing, you know, with the width of the guitar body, I can't get a clamp down on there. I haven't got a wide enough one. So what I'm going to do is just put 2 clamps and a bit of wood bridging it, so we'll get pressure on it. So I need another bit of plywood. That'll be enough. You know what I should have done really is done a dry check with this joint, but oh well, live and learn. Now I can, got 2 clamps on the back. I want to get these as near as I can in here. Have another check of it. And one thing I'm going to do is just give it a right old clonk. Just to knock the neck back down. I'm going to undo the clamps a little bit, just to ease that. They're quite loose anyway. They look fine to me, but I'm just making sure the neck's not back. Yep, I think we're all good there. I'll get on with the next one. Cheers. Oh, hi there. Welcome back to 3i Guitars. I've had a couple of days off, I guess, from doing golf, catching up with some DIY, and actually getting back into my golf a little bit, which is really nice, although frustrating. Better at making guitars than playing golf, but there we go. Right, well, we had quite an exciting episode last time where we glued the necks on the Flying V's, which yeah, really happy with. So let's introduce the pair. Now they're really starting to look like guitars. So here's one of them. I don't know whether this was number 2 or number 1, it doesn't matter now, the necks are glued on, but there's the old classic Flying V, and the neck joint is, you know, ready to be shaped, and they're absolutely perfectly in there, sort of thing. It was a very easy glue up after taking so much care, but you know, we're all good. And let's get number 2. Here's number 2. All looking very good. Really pleased with them, and here we go, the 2 of them. Beautiful. I mean, I really like Flying V's. Always have done, and I had a 1970s one which I absolutely loved, and I think I've said before, sold it and always regretted it, but I was offered silly money for it. So I mean, they rarely come up for sale, vintage ones. I mean, I'd love a 60s one, could never ever consider buying a 50s one, original one. I mean, God knows what they go for now, but this is as close as I'm obviously going to get. And these actually are going to weigh well under £7 when they're done. They're absolutely like, I can't express how light they are, but my God, they're going to be gorgeous guitars, I think. So what we'll do next is I'll get there's going to be a fair amount of work to do around the neck joint now. This square edge is chamfered in to the neck, and I'm obviously going to have to redo the neck a little bit there as well, but there's it's documented there's like a hell of a lot of differences between each V, like how the neck is carved. I mean, as far as I've read, some of them were built, you know, originally in '58, and then there were lots of spares left over, and they were actually assembled in the '60s. So some have patent applied for humbuckers on them, and some have patent number humbuckers. And what I've read is that the ones that were assembled in the '60s were done with nickel hardware rather than gold. I don't know. I mean, looking at Dave Davis's one that's fairly well documented on the internet, that's got a white pick guard and nickel hardware. So haven't decided which way to go on these yet. The guy who's having one from me, he's still undecided, so there's a way to go before that yet. But anyway, we'll get working on this neck joint and see where we get. I'm going to get it in the ballpark and then have a look at a few pictures. These little files, they're chemically sharpened Japanese files. I think I got these from Crimson Guitars. They are really good. This like one, it takes off a lot of wood, and it's more actually like a plane than a file. You know, you're not bouncing. It seems to really dig into the wood and take shavings off. It's really nice. I mean, they're expensive, relatively so, but well worth it. But anyway, we'll get shaping the neck joint. Well, hi there. I've started carving the back of this neck and basically the tongue that sticks out from the body. You know, just getting it somewhere near the ballpark, but it's nowhere near. So this is a picture I got off the internet of Dave Davis's 58 V, assembled in the 60s probably, and obviously it's had a neck repair with a couple of screws put through that plugged. But you can see that the actual tongue is far more sloped than I've done it, and I think the thing is you know, when you look at it, where this thing comes off the body there, I would say it's sort of quite a bit shorter, not much shorter, but probably, you know, there's definitely more of a slope down there. I've got another couple of views of it, and that slope is shallower than that. So I can bring this back a little bit and then just start working it. I think you have to be really careful though, you don't get too enthusiastic with it. Try and just do it in stages. So what I'll do is I'll draw a line under here where I mean, you know, that distance there, this just looks too long, this thing here. So I think I'll come back about 1/8 of an inch and work to that, and then we'll see what it looks like. See if I get down to where I'm sort of happier with it. Hi there. Well, okay. I'm really pleased with this. Now, after looking at the pictures and things, I've spent about I suppose about an hour in total, and I think you can see that neck joint is now within sanding distance for the finishing. Obviously it's got a few square edges and things, but I mean, you know, you can see just how perfect that joint looks. Really good, and I mean, I've got some side views of this as well, and you know, we just there really with it. And the thing is, it's probably, you know, it's quite a difficult thing to do on the Flying V, the neck transition. I mean, when you think of the Les Paul, it's basically a glued-in bolt-on neck. There's no transitioning with the body at all. You know, you just like stick it in there and that's it. You might have in the cutaway where it runs onto the neck, you might have to do a little bit of sanding or filing, but it's just a square edge. You know, you don't have to touch the body at all. I mean, it's got a step at the heel here. You know, this actually all runs into the body, like, and you know, you've got quite a lot of finishing to do. So it's quite unlike a Les Paul in that case. But when you do it, just, you know, your fingers tell you everything. You know, if you run your fingers up and down the neck, if there's any lump or bump, you know, you have to take material off, and like, you know, just like I say, just be really careful when you do it that you sneak down on it. You don't want to end up with, you know, running your hands down here and then feeling like a dip, and you think, oh God, that means you have to take down the whole neck. And you know, I can actually feel a little lump there now. I'm explaining to you. This bit is a bit high. It's okay that side, but there's a bit of a lump here. So I'll revisit that, and what I'll do probably is just use a little block of wood with some sandpaper wrapped around it, so you're not like digging in with your thumb or something. So but I can just feel a little rise starting there. I want to get rid of that because the rest of it is just perfect. I'm so pleased with the way these are coming out, and I think some of the reason for that is this wood, this Carina mahogany, is such a nice wood to work. You know, you don't feel as though you're fighting it at any time. But yeah, so we'll get that bit sorted out, and then we'll get on with the next one. Okay, welcome back. So here's the second V now with the transition all like carved. I'm pretty happy with it, really. Takes a bit of time, but it's a satisfying job, and it's not like really hard work or anything. It's just nice. So I think that looks really good. Really nice. The next thing I want to do is well, I've got a bit of a confession to make. Rather stupidly on the other one, I actually cut this cutout in the neck tenon fractionally too deep, and really I did it too early on the build, before I'd actually like completely fitted the necks. So the other guitar, this tenon came slightly further back. So what I've had to do, and I also cut this, like I say, this U out slightly too deep. And I was looking at pictures of the control cavities on Flying V's, and you know, they're really, really neatly done. So I didn't want a step in there. I mean, I suppose, you know, with the age of it, you could argue that, you know, oh, it must have been a neck reset or something. But so what I've done on the other one is actually glued another piece. I shaved this down till it was flat, and then glued another piece of wood on top. This one I cut more sensibly, and it's about a 1/16 of an inch too high. So what I can do now is clean up, you know, the back edge and front edge, and then carve the bottom of this bit right down nicely to the base of the pickup cavity. So I'll get on with that now, and should all be good. But they're coming on really well, so I'm not really expecting any like you know, massive problems now I always feel that, you know, when you get the basics done, it's you know, it's slight relief, because you know, you're unlikely to make any massive cock ups. So I think this is all good now, so I'll just get on with this. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing, so I'll say goodbye for a minute. Hi, I'm back again. You can see I've tidied up this neck pickup cavity here, and it's all looking good now. I mean, one of the features of Gibson, you know, both this and the Les Paul and probably other guitars, is the front pickup ring. These are really accurate to vintage pickup rings. They're actually I think they're like M69. They're quite expensive. I mean, I wouldn't ever buy them. Like, no, they haven't got the M69, but they're from crazy parts in Germany and meant to be pretty damn good. But the pickup ring goes bang against the end of the fretboard, so you can see here there's a little landing, little bit of the body showing there, and that goes right up against it. And what I want to do is actually put, I've got where is it? I've got an old Gibson T-top, which is the same size as the PAFs. Well, all humbuckers are about the same size anyway, but you know, if you put that in here, you know, that goes in absolutely fine. I mean, the wire's holding it up a little bit, and then we can put that there, and you know, everything fits. You know, everything fits really nicely, so we haven't got any issues with the pickup being forced one way or the other or anything by the surround. It all fits good, so that's really nice. What I'm going to do now is, where the neck is at an angle, there's the back of the mortise here sticks up over the body. So what I want to do is just it's quite an easy job. I'll just part it off with my chisel here. Well, I've just tidied up this neck tenon on here, and you can see that's fine now. What I've done as well is I decided to try a pickup with a cover on it, just to make sure. So I put a humbucker in the front there, and even threaded the wire through the channel, so we're all good with that. And yeah, that looks perfectly lined up, sort of thing, so don't see any problem there. And I'll tell you what, I've used this company's pickups. I don't get paid anything for these plugs, you know. I've used this company's pickups for many a build. I mean, nowadays, let's be realistic, a lot of people you know, haven't got the money to throw kitchen sink at guitars and things, and I always recommend iron gear pickups. So I think they're fantastic, absolutely unbeatable for the price. And in the guitars that I've built for people, you know what, I don't think one of them has changed the pickups out for something else. They just love them. So there we go. I mean, you know, if I wanted to buy like a really good PAF copy or something, you could be looking upwards of like £500 sort of thing for some of the real boutique ones, which is like, you know, in my opinion, is like madness. But you know, I think I might be sticking iron gear pickups in this, which give it a try, and for the money, you know, it'd be well under £100 for two pickups, and for the money, you know, you can whip them out and put something else in if someone else buys the guitar or something, no bother. So anyway, got that done, and to be honest now, be getting pretty near to like final sanding before. I mean, I've got some countersinks to do in there for the string ferrules, or if it has them, or if it doesn't have them, God knows. But we're kind of there, really. You know, I've got a wire channel to drill from this pickup hole into here. I've seen they've got another one, and I would guess there's got to be some kind of earthing lead, and I would say that's probably clamped under the tailpiece. I can't see how it would go into the bridge screw, because it's just the hammered in early type of ABR bridges, so we'll see. I'm not sure of the earthing lead yet, but we'll see how it goes, and yeah, go from there. Thank you very much. Well, hi there again. Just finishing off the day. Now there's a lot, seems to be a lot of comments in the you know, the flying V like stuff on the internet regarding whether the flying V was fitted with ferrules or not. Now, string ferrules in the back of the body or not. I've done these 6 holes here in the back for the strings. Well, they are just basically done for you know, to clear the string going through into the front. Now, I got some string ferrules for the flying V, which I don't know whether they are or whether they aren't. I cannot for the life of me imagine that flying V's were not fitted with inserts for the strings, some metal insert. I mean, if you put string, there's no other guitar on the planet where the string actually pulls up against wood. I mean, it would just eat into the wood, and you know, it wouldn't be stable in tuning. It's just all wrong. So I'm guessing that either the pictures of 58 flying V's you know, that are around, that people have commented on, either the string ferrules have dropped out, or there's some kind of hidden ferrule. And I saw these advertised as flying V string ferrules. Now, here they are here, and the interesting thing is the string doesn't go down into a pocket. So, you know, if you had a string, I'll get back to you, hold on. Sorry about that slight sojourn. Right, so here's your typical string, and here's the string ferrule I got supplied for a flying V. Now, most string ferrules, the string sits inside it, sort of thing. It's like a little tube that clears the ball on the end of the string, and it sits, and you've seen them all on Telecasters. This one actually just goes like that, which would really make sense to me, because you know, this is sunken in under the, you know, below the level of the wood, and then you've got that effectively. So from the outside of the guitar, or from, if you're just looking at the back of the guitar, considering this is probably a good maybe 1/4 of an inch inside the body, you'd never see it. So that kind of makes sense to me. So that's what I'm going for in this. So basically, this is exactly 1/4 of an inch. It's a 1/4 of an inch diameter, and it's 12 point, oh, it's 1/2 an inch, 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch. So it makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill clearance holes in the back so I can put these in. I refuse to actually not have string ferrules in there. I think it would be very detrimental. So here we go. Let's get something set up to drill these out. Okay, here you are. I've got a scrap piece of wood I've cut off the body, and I've drilled, these are 6.25, 6.3 millimetres, so a quarter of an inch. I've drilled a 6 millimetre hole, so they'll nicely slip in there, sort of thing, so I can hammer them home and I'm done. And they are half an inch long. So if you look at the ball end of a string now, so here we have the ball of a string is 4 millimeters. So this is 13, say, it's 12.61, so 13 mil plus 4 millimeters is 17 mil if you want the string ball to be below the surface. So I've done a test hole and I judged it before, but I'm 18.21 millimeters down, so I'm happy with that. So what that means is the string ball will be inset in the body, and I've adjusted the depth stop on here, this depth stop here, so we are down to that depth. I don't think I need a locking ring on there. So this is the same thickness as the body. This is a bit we tested the leg rest in, so I can just get on and drill these now. This is where I really probably should have done this before doing the before gluing the leg on. Just measure it just in case anything stupid happened. (18.53), so we're good. Okay, so there we go, we've got the 6 holes drilled to the right depth with the string ferrules now. I'll do the other guitar and then I think it's time to go in. But yeah, I mean, it's all good really. I'm pleased because that makes sense to me now. So it will both look authentic and have the security of having string ferrules on it. So that's all good. Lovely job.